Hello all, welcome to Gurukul CAT 100 series, a series designed to take you from your study room to your corporate boardroom. I am Deepak Nemani and this is Daily Quant with Deepak. Hi all, welcome back to day 77 of 100 days to CAT Quant series. In this video, we will be discussing 5 questions from quantitative aptitude. So whenever a question is displayed on the screen, pause the video, try solving that question. Once you're done solving, you can resume the video. If you find this video helpful, like this video, share this video with your friends who are preparing for CAT, and most importantly, for more videos of this kind, subscribe to this channel. In case if you want to attempt these 5 questions in the form of a test, you can sign up in our portal, the gurukul.org.in. The link is provided in the description. Once you sign up, you will get access to a course called 100 Days Race to CAT, in which there will be 3 sections: Quant, LRD, and VRs. We will be uploading 100 tests in each section. So if you are a serious CAT aspirant, you cannot afford missing these tests. And these tests are absolutely for free. And without any further delay, let's get started with the first question. Anita drives a car which has 4 gears. The speed of the car in the 4th gear is 5 times its speed in the 1st gear. The car takes twice the time to travel a certain distance in the 2nd gear as compared to the 3rd gear. In a 100-kilometer journey, if Anita travels equal distances in each of the gears, she takes 585 minutes to complete the journey. Instead, if the distances covered in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th gears are 4, 32, and 60 kilometers respectively, then the total time taken in minutes to complete the journey will be, right? So, we have 4 gears in which Anita could have traveled, right? The speed of the car in the 4th gear is 5 times its speed in the 1st gear. So if the speed in the 1st gear is S, speed in 4th gear would be 5s, right? Now since we are asked to find the total time taken, now what I'll do is, if the time taken to complete a certain distance, right, in 4th gear is t, then the time taken to complete the same distance in 1st gear will be 5t, because speed and time are inversely proportional to each other when distance is constant, right? Done. Now the car takes twice the time to travel a certain distance in the 2nd gear as compared to 3rd gear, right? So let this be, let us say, y, right? If the time taken to cover a certain distance in 3rd gear is y, in 2nd gear it would be 2y, right? Now in a 100-kilometer journey, if Anita travels equal distances, so 25 kilometers, 25 kilometers, 25 kilometers, and 25 kilometers, right? She would have taken how many minutes? 585 minutes. So the sum of all these should be 585, 5t plus t, 6t plus 2y plus y, 3y is equal to 585 minutes, right? So I can take 3 common, 5 plus 5, 18, yes, this is divisible by 3. So 3 into 2t plus y is equal to 585, or 2t plus y is equal to 1, then you have 28 9s 27, 195. So from this we have 2t plus y is equal to 195, right? Now instead, if the distances covered in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th gears are 4 kilometers, 32 kilometers, and 60 kilometers respectively. So now in 1st gear, right? So instead of 25, if she covers only 4 kilometers, in 2nd gear, if she covers 4 kilometers, in 3rd gear, if she covers 32 kilometers, in 4th gear, if she covers 60 kilometers respectively, then the total time taken in minutes to complete the journey would be, right? Now here I want you guys to understand that to cover 25 kilometers, if it is taking 5t amount of time, to cover 4 kilometers, it would be taking 4 into 5 by 25, right? So 20t by 25, which is nothing but 4t by 5, right? So the time taken to cover this 4 kilometers would be 4t by 5. Now similarly, to cover 25 kilometers, it's taking time t. Now to cover 60 kilometers, the time taken would be 60 into t by 25. Now which is nothing but 5 5s, 5 12s, 12t by 5, right? So this would be 12t by 5. Done. Now similarly in the second gear, to travel 25 kilometers, it's taking 2y. Right. Now to travel 4 kilometers, it would be taking 8y by 25. So this would be 8y by 25. And to cover 25 kilometers, y. Right. To cover 32 kilometers, it would be 32y by 25. Now we are asked to find the sum of all this total time taken. So let us add, right? Or if I add these two, what do we get? 4t plus 12t, 16t by 5 plus 8y plus 32y, 40y by 25, right? So if I simplify 40y by 25, we'll have 8y by 5. So this would be 8y by 5, right? Now let me take 8 by 5 common, right? So if I take 8 by 5 common, now we are left with 2t plus y, and we know the value of 2t plus y is equal to 195, right? So the time taken would be 8 by 5 into 195. So 5 threes, 5 13 nines, right? So 8 into 39, 8 into 30 is 240, 8 into 9 is 72. So 312 should be the answer to this question. So to cover this entire distance, 4 kilometers, 4 kilometers, 32 and 60, it will take 312 minutes. Now coming to the next question. If three consecutive coefficients in the expansion of x plus y power n are in the ratio 1 is to 9 is to 63, then the value of n is. Now my advice would be, if you get these types of questions in the exam, leave them, right? Now you'll get to know why, right? So x plus y power n are in the ratio 1 is to 9 is to 63. Now these three should be three consecutive coefficients, right? Can be anywhere in the expansion, right? Now let me consider those three consecutive coefficients to be NCR minus 1, NCR, and NCR plus 1, right? Now the ratio of these three is given to be 1 is to 9 is to 63, right? Now NCR minus 1, now this is nothing but n factorial by r minus 1 factorial into n minus r minus 1 factorial is to n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial is to n factorial by n minus r plus 1 factorial into r plus 1 factorial, right? Then r factorial, I can write r factorial as r minus 1 factorial into r. I can also write r plus 1 factorial as r minus 1 factorial into r plus 1. Now in these three terms, now we have r minus 1 factorial common. So I can cancel this, right? Now similarly, n minus r minus 1 factorial can be written as or this is n minus r plus 1 factorial. N minus r factorial can be written as n minus r into n minus r plus 1 factorial. Now n minus r minus 1 factorial can be written as n minus r minus 1 into n minus r into n minus r plus 1 factorial, right? Now if you observe, we have n minus r plus 1 factorial common. So let me cancel these two, and n factorial is common in all the terms. Let me cancel these, right? Then what do we have? 1 by n minus r minus 1 into n minus r is to 1 by r into n minus r is to here 1 by r into r plus 1. And the ratio of these three should be 1 is to 9 is to 63. Right. Now let me consider these two. Right. The ratio should be 1 is to 9. Right. Now between these two, n minus r is common. Right. So 1 by n minus r minus 1 is to 1 by r should be 1 is to 9. Right. If I cross multiply, r is to n minus r minus 1 should be 1 is to 9. So r by n minus r minus 1, this should be equal to 1 by 9. Now let me cross multiply. So we have 9r is equal to n minus r minus 1, or n is equal to, sending minus r to left hand side, that becomes plus r, right? 10r, sorry, this would be plus 1 minus 1, right? Because minus into minus is plus, my bad, right? So n is equal to 10 into r minus 1. Now we have n in terms of r, right? Now we are halfway through. Now let me erase this part. Now finding the ratio of these two, they have to be in the ratio 9 is to 63. So 1 by, now between these two we have r common, so you can eliminate r. N minus r is to 1 by r plus 1. Now this should be 9 is to 63, or r plus 1 by n minus r is, that should be 9 is to 63, or 1 by 7. Now what do we have? 7r plus 7 is equal to n minus r. Now what is n? 10r minus 1. Now let me substitute this with 10r minus 1 minus r. Right? Now 10r minus r, you have 9r, 9r minus 1. Now let me bring 7r to right hand side and minus 1 to left hand side. So 7 plus 1, 8 is equal to 9r minus 7r, 2r, or r is equal to 4. Now we have r is equal to 4. Right. Now what was asked? Then the value of n is, substitute the value of r is equal to 4 here. So 10 into 4, 40, 40 minus 1, 39 should be the answer to this question. So you need to do this much in the exam to answer this question. So if you come across these types of questions which will take a lot of time in the exam, right, it's better to leave these types of questions. Now coming to the next question, f of 1 is equal to 1 and f of n is equal to 3n minus f of n minus 1 for all integers n greater than 1, then the value of f of 2023 is, right? So the question setter, he does not want you to list down all the values starting from f of 1, f of 2, f of 3, no, right? So you need to understand a pattern and you need to apply that logic to find the value of f of 2023. Now let's try understanding that pattern. Now we are given with f of 1 is equal to 1. Now let us find the value of f of 2, right? So if you find the values of couple of f of n's, right, you can directly understand the pattern and you can apply that, right? So f of 2 will be 3 into 2, 6 minus f of 1. Now 6 minus 1, 5. Now f of 3, 9 minus f of 2, 5, 4. F of 4, right? So 12 minus 4, 8. Now f of 5, right? So 15 minus 8, 7, right? Now if you observe, f of 1 is equal to 1, f of 3 is equal to 4, f of 5 is equal to 7. So the common difference is 3. Now why am I considering the only the odd terms? Because f of 2023, right? 2023 is an odd term, right? So we have f of 1, f of 2, sorry, f of 3, f of 5, so until 2023. And f of 1 is equal to 1, f of 3 is equal to 4, f of 5 is equal to 7. The common difference is 3. Now let us find, right, in the odd number series, what is 2023 is what term of that series, right? So 1 plus n minus 1 into 2 should be equal to 2023. So n minus 1 into 2 should be equal to 2022, or n minus 1 is equal to 1011, or n is equal to 1000. 12. So 2023 is 1012th term. Right? Now we have 1012th term. Now we need to find the value of that term. Now these are the values of the corresponding terms with the common difference 3. Right? So the value of 2000 or 1012th term f of 2023 would be 1 plus 3 into 1012 minus 1. So 1 plus 3 into 1011. Now this is 3033 plus 1. 3034 should be the answer to this question. Now coming to the next question. The remainder when 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial so on till 95 factorial is divided by 15 is. Okay. So let me write this as 1 plus 2 factorial 1 into 2 plus 3 factorial 1 into 2 into 3 plus 4 factorial 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 plus 5 factorial 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 plus 6 factorial 5 factorial into 6 plus 7 factorial 5 factorial into 6 into 7 and so on. Right. Now this when divided by 15. Now I want you guys to observe that from this term onwards, every term is a multiple of 15 because you have 3 into 5 here, you have 3 into 5 in 5 factorial, right? So 5 factorial is divisible by 15. So these are multiples of 5 factorials which will be divisible by 15. So the remainder when this term is divided by 15 will be because of these 4 terms only, right? So 1 factorial 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 24. 30 plus 3, 33. Now what is the remainder when 33 divided by 15? 3, and that should be the answer to this question. Now coming to the last question. Amisha can complete a particular task in 20 days. After working for 4 days, she fell sick for 4 days and resumed the work on the 9th day, but with half of her original work rate. She completed the task in another 12 days with the help of a co-worker who joined her from the 9th day. The number of days required for the co-worker to complete the task alone would be, right? So we have Amisha completing work in 20 days. Now since the efficiency of Amisha is reduced by half, I'll be considering Amisha will be taking or will be completing 2 units of work in a day, right? So in 20 days, the total work would be 40 units. So Amisha is assigned to complete 40 units, right? Then what happened after working for 4 days, she fell sick. So in these 4 days, she would have completed 2 into 4, 8 units of work. Then 5, 6, 7, 8. She did not work for these 4 days. She started working from 9th day, but with half of her efficiency. That means 1. But she was helped by a co-worker and let the efficiency of the co-worker be X. Right. So work done in 1 day would be 1 plus X. Right. So they both completed the work in another 12 days. Right. So into 12. Now this should be the remaining work. So total work is 40 units. She had completed 8. So this should be 32. Right. So 4 3s, 4 8s. So 1 plus X is equal to 8 by 3 or X is equal to 8 by 3 minus 1, which is nothing but 5 by 3. So the efficiency of the helper was 5 by 3 units per day. Now what was the number of days required for the co-worker to complete the task alone? So to complete the task alone, she should be completing 40 units of work. So 40 by her efficiency, 5 by 3. Now 5 8s. So we have 8 into 3, 24 days should be the answer to this question.
Hope you enjoyed learning from today's session.
This series is designed to help you with your CAT preparation and practice daily. We are with you in this journey.
To watch the next video, click here. And to watch Gurukul's CAT 100 series, study room to boardroom, the entire playlist, click here.
If you learned from today's session, like, share, and subscribe.